It's nice to hear your voice again. I waited all day long, even wrote a song for you. Welcome back to Matchday Minds, hosted by MK Sports. We are back again. Brand new episode. Connor, Kieran, we're here in your ears and in your faces for the YouTube and Spotify podcast. Before we start, please can you subscribe to our YouTube channel? Link will be below. Like, comment, share all the videos. And on Spotify, if you listen on Spotify, rate 5 stars because it does push us to the algorithm as we need to expand. But yeah, Kieran, how are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Obviously, went to the Arsenal game midweek and beat Brighton. Yeah, it was Brighton. Yeah, beat Brighton at home. So always a good week. Again, love going up to the stadium. Wish I could do it more, but it's just so hard to get tickets these days.
Yeah, 49, Lewis Skelly. The Haaland link up with the goal. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What a goal that was as well. Finish from Ethan Nwaneri, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then obviously Starboy Saka having to come on and
take the game by the horns, yeah.
Exactly. Experienced Howland graduate.
This was Carabao, wasn't it?
Yeah, Carabobbins.
Now you guys are in the quarterfinals and looking at the oppositions, there is no excuse not to win this now.
No, I can see us winning it. I think when you look at a competition like this, you know, it's proven with how Liverpool have been in the Carabao Cup for, you know, past like sort of 5-6 years. It's all based on who has the best depth, because I don't really see many teams putting their first 11 out. Maybe for the final, but other than that, they're putting their, you know, fringe teams out.
Yeah, it's mainly rotation.
And like, I'm being like, to be completely honest, we've got the best depth in the league at the moment. I mean, you look at the you know, the lineup that we fielded against Brighton. I'll just pull it up here. I mean, Kepa in goal. I mean, he had a few errors, mainly with like his distribution. But I felt like, you know, actual like shot stopping solid. I didn't have any issues with him. And then again in possession as well, he was quite clean and quite calm. Piero Hincapié, again, quality. You know, you then also had Christian Mosquera next to him as well, which again, you know, these two are probably good enough to start for any Premier League side. If I'm going to be completely honest, they are
8th onwards. Yeah, I wouldn't say probably.
Yeah, but they're strong enough to start in the Premier League, and I honestly think Hincapié is actually good enough to start for any team in the Premier League.
I mean, he's the only winner you actually have on your team right now.
True.
I like Kepa.
Like, and Jesus, but you know, he fits into that United squad. He fits into City. 100% he does.
Over who?
Anyone. He's quality.
If anything, we have centre backs that are fine. Like, they don't need improving.
Oh,
it's just the midfield.
I'm not saying your centre backs are bad, but it's just, again, it's more a compliment to Hincapié of how good he is. I'm not saying, you know, United are bad centre backs, but that's probably one of your strongest positions. But like, you know, he starts in pretty much any squad. Obviously, Mosquera being young, you know, he'd still fall down in lower leagues and start there. But yeah, it's solid. The amount of depth we've got is ridiculous, and we've still got players out injured. You think, you know, still got Havertz out, you've still got Jesus out, you've still got Madueke out, you've still got Erdegaard out, and it's just like, these are players who in previous years, any one of them got injured, we'd be out of all competitions. We'd be in a crisis. Now we're sitting top of the league, you know, still in the Carabao Cup, getting ready, you know, pretty much top in the Champions League. You know, we haven't conceded a single goal in the Champions League this season. It's ridiculous.
So
we are so good.
Do you think you can sell majority of those injured players then?
I think we can. I think I think Jesus, for example, we look to push him on, look to sell him. I don't really see him having a place in the squad anymore. Um, fair enough. We'll probably use him at some point at points this season, but there's definitely better options out there. He's definitely past his best, and in terms of fitness and injuries, he's been out since the World Cup. So
Yeah.
we can easily shift him on. I still think Kai Havertz has a place in this squad. We do need the extra depth up top, playing that number 9 position.
Well, I mean, he's your best striker, so.
Well, yeah, with how we like to play football, he tends to drop deep. He's more of a false nine kind of player. So he likes to drop deep. He likes to get on the ball. He likes to link up play. But then Gyökeres adds a completely different side of things. I know obviously he hasn't scored that many goals. He's not terrible though. If you look at what Arsenal were a better team this season with Gyökeres in the side than we were last season with Havertz in the side. The reason being is because he pins defenders back. Instead of the centre backs, roaming over to the left or right to sort of double up on Saka or Martinelli or whatever, and sort of most of our threat coming from the wings. It's now he's the big threat for Arsenal, even though he's not scoring that many goals. Obviously, Premier League defenders know how to sort of defend against him, but they still have to be aware of him. He's still a bully. He's still gonna literally like a battering ram. He's still gonna run through them. And if they switch off for a second, I mean, you've seen it, a couple of times where they've switched off for a second. He's free from his marker. He gets on the ball. He links up the play, and then bang, we end up scoring.
Are you not better off playing Moreno up top then?
No, I don't think Moreno has that sort of
because from what I see, the way you're describing is Moreno could do that job.
No, I don't think he doesn't have a threat about him.
He has a
Moreno. No, he doesn't.
Record.
He really doesn't.
Better goal scoring record than Gyökeres.
He does, but the thing is, I'm not looking at his goal scoring record. We are a better team.
It's a striker.
Again,
you have to look at that.
Individual players don't win you leagues. Teams win you leagues. And I think we are a better team and a better side this season because Gyökeres is up top.
No,
compared to how we have been over the last few seasons.
But you look at stats. Arsenal's majority of your goals come from set pieces. Gyökeres doesn't score them. So how are you a better team with him in?
But But the caveat to that is how are we gaining those? The reason to our set piece success is how many set pieces we get.
Because you launch long balls and he can't control it, and then kicks it against defenders.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
it's the threat of him being in the box. We're playing around. Obviously, teams are sitting back off of us. I mean, you look at it. Fair enough. The last 2 games we've been playing against teams who are actually coming at us. Brighton being a cup game, there's a little bit more at stake, and then obviously Crystal Palace with how they play. But you go before that. 3 games before that, other than Atletico Madrid, the 3 games in the league before that, we had not faced a single shot on target against us, and that speaks volumes to how much teams are sitting back. They're not attacking us because the second they attack us, we open them up. You saw it with Atletico Madrid; they opened up against us after the first goal, and they got punished for it. We smashed them 4-0 in the end. The only other team that I've really seen that's properly come at us is Leeds, but then that's because they don't have a backline.
Well, first game of the season.
But again, you new players, new system. You're trying to get into it. Once we're fully into the league, that's when you can really judge it. You can't. I don't really take the first game of the season as a template for how a team is playing. And in the game for Man United, you guys have changed your system since then.
No, we played the exact same system.
No, you guys have developed. You've gotten better since then. And
I don't know. I just think we've been kind of lucky.
Yeah, but then
it's just more confidence. I think there's just a bit more confidence.
You kind of need that. You kind of need luck.
No, luck runs out there. It's not sustainable.
It does run out. It does, but the thing is, a lot of football is confidence, form, and how lucky you get with certain decisions. Whether it be how the ball flies into the back of net, or a penalty decision that was given your way, or etc. It's based on luck, and if you get a run of games where you get extremely lucky, your player confidence goes up, the form that your players are in goes up, and ultimately you end up winning more games because there's the morale is a lot better around the camp. What is it now? Like Man United have won three games on the bounce, is it?
Yes, because Premier League, yeah,
Hmm.
Premier League 3 wins in a row, but the opposition we've played aren't arguably the best. I mean, we've played a very out of form Liverpool side, and that was a
True,
convincing win. But I mean, like
but you can only
Sunderland,
beat what's in front of you. You
yep.
can only beat what's in front of you, and you say about Sunderland. I mean, can we talk about Sunderland for a minute? They're currently sitting fourth in the league.
But you
They're absolutely
you should be expecting to win those games. Like, yeah, Sunderland are like a new team; they're threats and stuff, but most of their wins have come from like the bottom half table, bar the
yeah,
Chelsea result.
yeah. I have looked at their results. I mean, we've got them, I believe, next weekend. Um, if I'm stand
Yes,
correct,
yeah. Next weekend,
yes,
they play
yeah.
Monday
And
night.
like I was having this discussion with my mum. So she was saying about like, oh, so, we've got Sunderland coming up. They're fourth in the league, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not massively worried about Sunderland. They're a solid side, but the teams that they have played are, fair enough. They've played a few big teams, but they're teams in peril. I mean, you look at, they've played Burnley, who are, newly promoted. I think they've played Wolves, haven't they, and beaten them.
Yeah, they beat
Um,
Wolves comfortably.
but also they lost to Burnley. To be fair,
Yeah,
they
but
played
it's
Forest and West Ham, who are both down at the bottom of the table. Um, and then again, they played a few other teams as well. But like again, they're not convincing wins either. They're sort of scrappy, sort of 2-1 wins. They find a way to win, which is fair play. I think they'll definitely stay up this season.
I mean,
Um,
as it stands, they're probably just safe because when it comes to AFCON, a lot of their like threats will go. So it'll be
yeah, yeah.
interesting to see how they fare with it. But I mean, going back to your point, when they play Burnley, I made that example in another pod that when championship teams play each other, it's whoever was better in the championship before. So
Mm,
I think that's why Burnley probably got the edge over it. But other than that, I think on a different day, Sunderland probably get those 3 points.
yeah, definitely. But they have had a wicked start to the season.
Yeah,
Um,
completely like surprised many people.
Ninety
No,
percent of
no one
people.
expected it because the
Yeah,
amount of
I mean,
signings
as
they
I
did.
said, I expected them to do well, but I didn't expect them to be doing this well this early
Yeah.
on. I was expecting potentially start off slow, maybe build into it towards the end of the season, gain a
Mm.
few points to stay in the Premier League, but they've been on fire. Um, you know, they're still, you know, conceding goals, but not as many as again the teams around them. Um, they're currently what conceded 7 goals this season and scored a total of 11.
Not bad. I mean,
No, no, definitely,
it's what
it's
you would
really good.
expect. Not everyone's Arsenal keeping clean sheets.
No, 3 goals conceded this season.
Do you think you beat the Chelsea record?
Yes, I think we either equal it or we beat it.
Mm.
Um, people might not know this actually, but the second team we've already hold like the second record for the least amount of
Second
goals conceded.
again.
Second again, of course. Of 17 goals conceded in the season, which was actually I believe it's the 98-99 season, when United won the treble.
Great year.
Mm. So yeah, we'd only conceded 17 goals all year that season in the Premier League that season.
Mad.
Yet you guys beat us to the title that year. Little fun fact there.
Because you stink. You're always second. But
No,
yeah,
no,
I think
no.
at what point can you confidently say like the league will be settled? January?
I think the second the run-in starts, where the run-in usually starts around sort of March. I think if we're in a strong position then, like fair few points ahead, clear at the top of the table,
Yeah.
I think you can probably call it and say, and it all depends. It all depends on current form, what competitions we're still in. Are we still in the Carabao Cup? Are we still in
Should be winning it by
the
then.
FA Cup? Yeah, but we're looking at winning it by then. But do we still have that final to come? Do we still have are we still in the FA Cup? Are we still heavily
Champions League, yeah.
competing on the Champions League? That will play a big part in it. And I think at this point it's far too early to call anything.
I mean, you're running March. You've got Brighton, Everton, Wolves. Yeah, that's it just for March. And then you've got Bournemouth and City in April. So
Yeah, I think if we get past that City game and we win that, you could probably confidently say, yeah, we'll probably win the league at that point. But
I mean, you got tough end of year. I mean, you still got to play Spurs, Chelsea, Villa, um, and that's it for like big games before the Christmas break and stuff, and then straight into Champions League with Inter and United. So
yeah, I'm not worried about Spurs. Come on,
you never know.
there's frauds down the road. They ain't anything.
Put your Europa League
Unluckily.
on the put your Europa League trophy on the table, then and then you can chat.
We'll do you one better. We'll bring a Premier League and a Champions League this season.
This season, is that what you're calling
Mm-hmm.
domestic double?
Premier League, domestic double. Well, the double, yeah.
No, you're only getting domestic double. Champions League's going to Bayern.
Nah. I'll tell you what, though. This is going to be an incredible game. It's sometime. Where is it? Where is the fixture? We have got Bayern Munich on the 26th of November.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be an incredible game. I mean, it's unstoppable force versus immovable wall. It really is. Bayern Munich are scoring goals for fun. Arsenal not conceding a single goal so far in the Champions League. It is going to be such a good game.
Yeah, but Bayern normally toy with London teams, so can they keep that?
We do have a vendetta against Bayern, so it is going to be a very good atmosphere at the stadium.
I would hate to be an Arsenal fan.
I would honestly love to be there in the grounds. So if anyone can get me tickets,
Is it at?
hit me up.
Is it at?
It's at the Emirates.
No.
The Emirates, yeah. So yeah, if anyone can get me tickets, anyone listening, hit us up, and me and Connor would love to go.
No. Yeah, that'll be the hate watchable way watchers.
Yeah, it'd be like the Real Madrid game all over again, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You can't hate watch Arsenal because, actually, I do because it's so boring. Like I don't understand how you like are entertained. Because like I was watching that Palace game and I was like snooze. It's just nothing.
Yeah, I think there was a different type of game though. It's a a bit more pragmatic approach to the game. It wasn't quite free flowing as our previous games have been. I mean, if you watched the Arsenal Brighton game, that was a bit more exciting to watch. A lot more happened there. But yeah, the Crystal Palace game was a little bit boring.
The majority of the games are just like it's just boring though.
No, I don't find that. I think we still have some really good moments in a lot of our games. So yeah, I enjoy it, love it. Long may it rain.
No. How long do you reckon this like facade will last? Like with Arteta claiming to be a good manager, like surely like it ends at some point.
What of Arteta being a good manager?
Yeah, he's not.
Well, he is a good manager. He's
No.
quality.
If he doesn't win anything,
all right. Put it this way. Look at where Arsenal were when he took over 5-6 years ago. Just look at the team that he started off with. Look at where we were, and the state, not just the team, but the state that the club was as a whole. yeah, fair enough. It's you've got to look at the sort of team around him, but also look at what he's done on the pitch. He
He
has
hasn't played,
transformed.
mate.
He has transformed us from the absolute laughing stock of the Premier League to serious title contenders 3 years straight, and this year as well. You cannot say that he's a bad manager from turning the laughing stock of the Premier League to 4 years, 4 years title contenders.
Hasn't won it though.
That's not the point. But you look at the position that we were in and the state of everything. You're reeling, yeah, you're reeling it in. I get it. But like, you look at where we were compared to where we are now. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, watching the Premier League back then was depressing as hell. Watching it now, like before, I wasn't even convinced we'd beat bloody Norwich. I wasn't convinced that we'd beat, championship sides. We lost to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. It was terrible. Now we look at it, I think we can smash any team. I think you put us up against any team in the world at the moment, even the Bayern Munich side. I think we could probably beat them. I think we take it to him and we beat him. That is how good of a manager he is, and fair enough, he might not have the trophy cabinet yet, but it is coming, and I can see Arteta being the manager for another like 3-4 years at least, and I can see him bringing in, probably two league cups, Premier League trophies, a Champions League, which is something no other Arsenal manager has ever done. And I can see us winning a few FA Cups as well, so domestic titles. I mean, he has already won an FA Cup as well.
Not his team,
which isn't a lot. It was still his side. It was still his side that he coached. It was still his tactics that he went out with, and it was still the players that he was working with. Like
then
that's like saying Arne Slot hasn't won a Premier League because he was using Jurgen Klopp's side.
That's what I was about to ask you. Do you agree with that?
No, because you look at where Jurgen Klopp had them the season prior. I think they finished, what was it, fifth, and then they went and won it the following season.
I don't think they finished that low because they got Champions League football.
Yeah, and I think they just about made Champions League football. Oh no, they finished third. Third. But they had points in the season where they were completely failing, but they were unstoppable last season, and it was the same players. All that comes down to is the manager. I will never discredit Arne Slot for doing that for Liverpool. So what if it wasn't his players that he signed? He was still the one who coached those players. He was still the one who brought Liverpool to glory at the time. Fair enough. He's under a bit of criticism at the moment for, what is it, 5, 6? Isn't it six losses in 7 games?
Yeah, 6-7.
Yeah, 6-7. God, I will never understand that cringe. By the way, I don't get it. We're too old. We're too old. I don't get it.
I'm a young whippersnapper.
You're older than me. Only by a couple months, but still older than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like Arne Slot at the moment, he's under a lot of criticism. And what do you make of the current situation at Liverpool?
I'm glad you asked, because I was talking about this with a fellow Liverpool supporter. I think it is just what it is was, I think Arne Slot wanted to play 3-back this season, and because that Gahey deal didn't go through, he's forced to play the back four. Because you look at Kirkez, you look at Frimpong, they're not fullbacks, they're wingbacks. And obviously the midfield is very attacking, so there's not much like coverage. I mean, Ryan Gravenberch would have been the box-to-box, and then you would have had, I don't know, McAllister playing the deep line, and then you would have had Salah and Ekitike as your like middle two with Isak up top, and then Verts will float in and about. I think they would have played three back uh, this season, and I think that's what's like struggling right now because he obviously didn't expect to go into the season with a back four. So I think there's a lot of confusion. He's like, right, okay, we're kind of rushing things a little bit more because you kind of look at the results. They're either conceding late and losing, or they're winning games but scoring late. So it's not like they're getting dominated. It's just very unlucky right now. I think one loss turned into
Yeah.
two losses, and it's kind of just like domino effect. And some teams are just capitalizing on that form. Because I mean, like if Salah was at his best, they probably wouldn't be losing these games at all.
See, and I was speaking to again another Liverpool fan who I train with at the gym, and I see the vision with like potentially running to like a three back system, maybe to cover for Van Dijk's lack of aging legs. It's more cover for him and everything, but I have a feeling Liverpool have what they need to play a three back system. They have Joe Gomez. They're not
Yeah, but
using
he's
Joe Gomez.
terrible.
He's not though. He's not. He's really like the only issue he has is that he's not completely secure when it comes to injuries. Like he has such an extensive injury record.
Yeah, but
Other than that, on his day, he's a solid player.
he wouldn't start for
Um,
any other top side though.
yeah, but as a third centre back in a team, I think he's good enough to play that sort of position.
It's easy
See,
to hide bad centre backs in the back three.
it is, and that's why you could play Gomez.
Yeah, but why
If
risk
you
it?
were really trying to push to that system, you would play that three back system. The way I see it is that Liverpool, Arne Slot knows that Salah's only got two good seasons left in him.
I think this
This
might be his
season, next
last.
season.
I think they might cash in on him in
I
the
think
summer.
I think now maybe, but like
Ability
looking
wise, yeah.
at the start of the season, you're probably looking, okay, he's probably got two good seasons left in him. And they need to try and revamp this Liverpool side, make it younger. And I think that's what they've done with bringing Kirkes and Frimpong. Obviously, Kirkes is still a youngster, and they're playing two fullbacks who are completely different, and it's meaning for a lot more work for both centre backs, in Konate and Van Dijk, which is leaving them open, leaving them with gaps and everything. They're not as solid, and also Konate and Van Dijk haven't, they don't have that partnership that Van Dijk's had in the past. I look at the midfield as well, like bringing in Verts, bringing in a more creative sort of number 10, isn't really what Liverpool have had over the last sort of few
Yeah,
seasons.
they didn't play with
I
a
mean,
10 last time, so
they've never played with a 10. So this is the first like number 10 that they've really bought in,
yeah.
and the bringing in of the signings of Isak and Ekitike, again, it just, the signs to me look like they're trying to play more centrally. Last season and seasons under Klopp, the majority of their attacks went through the right hand side with Alexander-Arnold and Salah being like the two creative sparks, and then obviously like the runs off the left hand side just sort of create a little bit of like cover and distraction for, and obviously to create space. But like they've never really played with an out and out number 9. They've never really played with an out and out number 10. So the way I see what they're trying to do is Arne Slot's looking at the side and saying, right, we can't keep relying on Van Dijk. We can't keep relying on Salah. We need to, fair enough, they can stay in the system for now, but we need to develop the system and, advance it. Maybe not for this season, but for the following seasons. So the way I see Liverpool at the moment, there is a vision there. And I don't think it's instant success. I feel like it's, okay, have a bit of a dip now, work out all like, the growing pains of transitioning your system, and then towards the end of the season, that's when your form really shoots up. And then going into the next season after, that's when you dominate. And this is what scares me about Liverpool. Yes, they've spent 500 million. Yes, they're struggling at the moment, but I can't see them struggling for long. I see it come the new year, they're going to have a different system. They're going to play completely differently to how they started playing at the start of the season. They're going to be a completely different side, and they're going to be a dominant force. When I look at Arne Slot, I don't look at him as a manager who wants to win the Premier League again this season. Yeah, fair enough, it would be nice, but I think his main target this season is to win the Champions League, and then propel them further for the next few seasons. So I think it's next season after, they will dominate, but I think this season they have to have to go forward. To advance further, you need to go back to go forward. It's like anything, you have to take risks. You have to have pain before success, and I think that's what they're doing at the moment.
Do you think Isak finishes with more goals than Gyökeres come the end of the season? Premier League?
No. I think once Ødegaard's fit, the ball's in behind for Gyökeres. It's going to be a Haaland-esque kind of partnership between Ødegaard and Gyökeres. They're going to bag so much, and I think that's what we're just waiting on.
Why haven't they done it yet?
Because Ødegaard's been injured all season.
He's played games.
Not really.
Yeah.
If you look at how many minutes he's had all season, I don't know the exact statistics. I think he played 2 games at the start of the season, then got injured with a shoulder injury, and then he was out for 2 games, and then he came on against Liverpool. He was in the team for about 15 minutes, and then re-injured his shoulder again, and then he was out for another 2 or 3 games, and now he's got a different injury, which is to his knee, which was sustained against Nottingham Forest, I believe it was, and now he's been out since then. So he's only really, I think he's only ever had this season a full 90 minutes, one full 90 minutes, and that was against Man United. So,
when you going back to your Liverpool point, when you said they've never played with an out-and-out number 9, you mean just in the Klopp era?
Yeah, obviously.
No,
over the last sort of 5 to 10 years, they haven't had a full-on number 9. Sorry, my screen's gone really, really bright because I was just having a look at how many minutes
Flashbang.
Ødegaard's played. Yeah, he's played 204 minutes this season.
Interesting. Is that just Premier League or is that total?
That's Premier League. So he's played 294 in all comps. But he's played 6 games with 204 minutes. And I mean, if we do the maths for that,
is there any goal contributions in there?
1 goal, 1 assist. Yeah, he's had, on average, in the 6 games that he's played, he's had 34 minutes on the pitch.
Who was the assist for?
Good question. I don't think it allows me to look up that.
I mean, what game was it? Because I don't remember him actually doing anything, but man, I don't want to keep blasting him, but I think you probably were better off buying Sesko over Gyökeres, I think.
I did say as well. I personally preferred Sesko, but I'm happy that we got someone in, and Gyökeres has been brilliant for us. Let's have a look. So it was against Newcastle.
So when you play Newcastle, who scored that game? Not Gyökeres.
No, it wasn't Gyökeres.
Shock. I just don't get how a guy can go 10 games, club and country, and not get any goal contribution, and then you still back him. I'd be like, right, what's going on?
But he has had goal contributions.
He did
and
like
he
10.
has
He did like 10 games club and country blanking before scoring against Atletico, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Like if my
But
striker
but
did that,
again,
I'd be like, what's going on?
but again, he was still making the chances. He was still making the runs. He was still being a threat for the team. And at the end of the day, yeah, fair enough. You got to look at number nines. You got to say, right, they're there as the main focal point. They're there to score the goals. But also you got to look at it and say, we've got goals across our entire 11 plus the bench. You know, we're chipping in here and there. It's not like we're lacking goals. We're scoring goals. By all means.
But then we go back to
And
my point of why not just play Moreno up top? If Gyökeres isn't scoring, why
because
spend 60, 70 million on him?
because Gyökeres creates space more than what Marino does. When Marino's on the ball, or when Marino's off the ball, sorry, he tends to drop in, similar to Havertz, and he will drop to midfield because he's a midfielder by trade. He will drop in, and instead of going forward and making the runs into the box, he will drop deep, pick up the ball, look to then pass it out to either Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, whoever's on the wings. Whereas Gyökeres will sit at um, will be on the last defender. He'll be there ready to make the runs. The second we're in a position, the second Eze gets on the ball and he's there in the midfield, looking for a pass, you've got Gyökeres making the run. Yeah, fair enough. I don't think Eze is the type of player to make those kind of passes. He's not a passing he's not a passing cam. He's more of a he's got very good dribbling ability. He's got very good intricate play ability. He hasn't got that incisive pass that Erdegaard has, and that's what a player like Gyökeres needs, is the perfect ball in behind. I mean, there's so many examples of this happening across all of European football. I mean, most recently, you probably got to look at Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland and how their partnership happened. And when Kevin De Bruyne wasn't in the team two seasons ago, yeah, fair enough. Haaland's now developed his game and he's now a different breed of monster. But we're talking, he is the best striker the Premier League has ever seen.
Ever.
I think maybe not playing wise, but I feel like his goal scoring ability. He is the best goal scorer the Premier League has ever seen.
Mm, I'd argue Van Persie and Nistelrooy were better goal scorers.
I feel like they're better players, but I don't think they're better goal scorers.
No, because
But
Nistelrooy was literally the bagsman.
but it but again, Haaland is up there in the conversation, 100%.
I would
We
say
can't deny that.
I'd argue he's probably one of the best strikers we've seen. But when you say like goal scorers and finishers, like Harry Kane's a better finisher and goal scorer than him. Rooney was a better goal scorer.
See, this is the thing. I don't think Kane is. I think
What?
Kane's a better player. I would 100% take Kane over Haaland. I think Kane is a better player. I just think Haaland is better at putting the ball in the back of the net. It's
Oh,
very fine. It is very fine margins, but I think he's better. I really do. Like, he is so good.
nah.
But anyway, back to my point. Um, you've had the balls coming in from Kevin De Bruyne with he's there's something about players like De Bruyne, players like Erdegaard, who can find that kind of pass. Not every player can do it, and I think he's the only one in that Arsenal side who can do it, and maybe Saka. But he's the only one from that midfield who can create that kind of pass. Um, I feel like that's what Gyökeres needs to really thrive in this Arsenal side. And I thought we were going to have it 3-4 games ago, but then obviously Odegaard got injured again. But honestly, I said it before, and I'm saying it again. I cannot wait for Odegaard to be back from injury.
When's he due?
I believe because I was watching a press conference earlier today from Arteta. There's no exact date, but I think he'll be back just after the next international break.
November.
So another couple of weeks. Yeah, I think it's only like 2 weeks or so.
International football really, I think it's really like impacted a lot of the teams because I mean you look at the majority of the big teams. There's a real lack of quality. I don't know if that is down to the international break because that'll be the third international break we've had, and we've only played 9 Premier League games. What's that all about? And now,
No.
now you know about the Boxing Day stuff.
Yeah.
There's only one
I
game.
mean, I tell you what, the most criminal thing that I saw, and I think this is all down to us having so many international games as well, is Crystal Palace. Their fixture, where is it? So yeah, they are 11th of December away at Shelbourne, wherever that is, but in Europe.
So Europa League
That's
game. Yep.
yeah.
No conference. Yeah.
Conference League. Then at home to Man City on the 14th of December. So 3 days later.
So they won't have
Two
a
days
train.
after. 2 days after that, they're playing Arsenal in the Carabao Cup on the 16th of December, and then 2 days after that, on the 18th of December, they're playing Cups at home, and then 3 days after that, 21st of December, they're playing Leeds.
One of those games will probably get rescheduled, I can imagine.
But like, yeah, they probably will, and it'll probably end up being the Carabao Cup quarter final.
No, I think it'll be the
But
Premier League because there's only one Boxing Day game now. Because normally there'll be majority of the teams will play Boxing Day. Now there's only
yeah,
one game on Boxing Day, and can you guess who's playing?
who?
United
Man
and
United.
Newcastle. What a day to ruin my Christmas. Brilliant. That's woke though, isn't it? They're like, oh,
Yeah, I mean,
the fixtures too.
Boxing Day football is staple. It has been around for so many years.
Hmm.
For as long as I can remember, Boxing Day football. It's a way, it's one of the only days that everyone has it off.
Yeah.
Everyone can go out to enjoy football. Like, why ruin that?
The
It's
excuses.
brilliant. Like, the
The-
pubs love it.
Hmm.
They get so much traffic coming in. They sell so much booze. People love it because they have gatherings. And oh wait, while we're talking and everything, we've got the football on.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense why they wouldn't have it on again.
The
Like,
excuse was the fixture list was too congested. I'm just like, well, move the international break then. We don't need another one. Is this just friendlies or is this qualifiers? I don't actually care.
I actually don't know if it's.
If they're just friendlies, then I would just. If I was a manager or a Premier League team, I'd be like, all of my players are injured. They're not playing. I would just pull them all out. I'd be like, don't care. If it's just friendlies, don't care.
It is the final 2 qualifiers, so we've already qualified. But
So then I can imagine if Thomas Tuchel was like a generous man, he would not call any of the big players up, like Kane and Jude and Trent and stuff. Could have that off. Play some of the youngsters. If he was a generous man.
speaking of England, I think I shared it in our little group chat. Did you see
The kit, the goalkeeper kit.
the goalkeeper kit that's
It
come
looks
out?
so like American.
Do you know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of like the old kits from the 90s.
Yeah, like if you look at like USA when they're the last World Cup, look at like USA's kit from like then. It was like was it Kenny Lalas?
I
What's
I
his
do
name?
quite like it though. Like, yeah. I
Alexi Lalas.
imagine rocking up to 30 training, or 5-a-side wearing that thing. Honestly, it would look so nice.
Yeah. Google Alexi Lalas. USA kit. It's like the 93,
94.
93 to 97 kit, like the blue one with stars on it. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I can see it.
It's just such a weird one.
I tell you what, though, he kind of looks like Sean with a beard.
Yeah, Sean Lalas.
Sean Lillis.
We take that. Yeah, I don't know. How far do you reckon England goes? Do you think Tommy T can take England all the way?
I think we can.
Mm.
We've got the players for it. We've always had the players for it. I think it's just the manager we've not really had, and now we've actually got a pragmatic manager who can actually who has like a technical or tactical bone in his body. I think we spoke about it before with Southgate, and he was just kind of hoping that the individual players on their own could get us through, and it did get us through, but it didn't get us to the end of the line.
Yeah.
It got us to the line, but we couldn't cross it. And I feel like with the talent that we've got, plus the manager that we've now got. I mean, you look at Thomas Tuchel's record and how good he has been in the cups. I think out of all the teams, I think Brazil is probably the only team that have the better manager.
In terms of like being a winner, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think Brazil are the only team that have a better manager, but I don't think they've got.
Brazil are a weird one, aren't they?
Yeah,
Brazil
like
are a really weird one. I don't know how well they'll do.
they're they're going to be big. They are going to be big in the tournament. I think they'll go far. But I feel like they've got so many good players. But I just feel like we've got a better team than them, just ever so slightly. Like if we ever saw an England Brazil game, in the World Cup, maybe even the final, it's going to be a tough game.
I mean, we're
It's
going
going to
back
be a
to
really tough game.
like Pele era. Last time that happened,
Yeah.
when was that? 1970 or something. When Bobby Moore was playing.
Yeah. But I mean that Brazil side have got so many good players. I mean, you got starting from the back, you see they've got Edison in goal, they've got Gabriel, they've got
Marquinhos will play.
Marquinhos. God, I definitely forgot about him. I don't know who they've got as fullbacks off the top of my head, but
I don't know
got players.
who plays fullback.
But you've got players such as like Douglas Luiz, who's an absolute bully in the midfield. You've got
Casemiro, Paqueta.
Casemiro, Paqueta, Martinelli, Rafinha.
Don't mention Martinelli. He's Indian.
No, honest, Martinelli for the Brazil side is insane. He's so good.
Martinelli is Filipino.
Fine, but we'll see. Trust me, he's so good for the Brazil side. He scored pretty much every other game they played. He plays for them.
Oh, did you see Danny Welbeck is like in
Vinny Jr.
contention to be called up?
Is he?
Mm,
He'll be a good one to call up for this
that
next
guy,
international break. To be fair,
Danny Welbeck,
Danny
Ooh.
Welbeck's got.
United and Arsenal legend.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
I would take Danny Welbeck back at United.
Yeah, I think he'd do a good job at United. To be fair.
Mm.
I think he can. Weirdly enough, I think like he can, with his experience now, as a fringe player, I think he could join any side, just off the bench.
Yeah,
He's got so much experience. He's got so much so many bags of experience. He could score a goal.
I mean, we did inquire about him in the summer. United inquired about him. But I just don't think Brian would willing to let him go because they sold João Pedro. So
no, of course. But yeah, he's it'd be good to see him back in the England squad.
yeah,
It's been quite a few years since he was back in, wasn't it?
yeah, it'd be very well deserved though because he's just been top dog.
Yeah,
I love him.
yeah, he's been on. I mean, especially this season, he's been on fire.
I do love him as a player.
Mm. Yeah. I was gonna say, should we talk about obviously the other teams in and around the top half of the league? how well they're doing. So you got the likes of Bournemouth, who are currently sitting in second, Spurs in third, Sunderland fourth, and obviously we haven't really touched it at all really today on Man City either, who are currently in fifth.
C was expected to happen. I just think their squad is just very lackluster. I don't think they have like a top quality squad like they did for the last couple of seasons. But
No,
Bournemouth.
I'll tell you what though, with Man City, everyone's saying that Arsenal being set piece City isn't consistent and we can't keep it up all season. Man City, all of their goals are coming from one man.
Bagsman.
Yeah, fair enough, he's a bagsman, but that's not consistent. Like you can't keep that up the entire season. All these jokes about Erling Haaland being a robot, but second he has any kind of injury concerns, you've got to rest him. And I just think they really suffer. They don't really score many goals other than him, especially this season. It's not like the City sides of the past where you had the midfielders chipping in, you had left wing, right wing, just goals from everywhere on the pitch. Johnny Stones slapping in a massive header, from a corner. They just don't have that anymore. I think John Stones has gone down a level in terms of his goal scoring ability
And playing ability.
Obviously, that before they had the likes of Company. They just don't have that kind of defender anymore.
Who do you think? Who do you think replaces Pep?
Replaces Pep? Oh, that's a good question. Pep.
I mean, I think they'll either
just
go for Iriola, would be a good replacement because he's a very good coach, or Cesc Fabregas is actually doing really well at Como. Yeah, I think they would have gone for Company if. I mean, they still could go for Company, but it depends
Well, you
if
think
you want to.
they got Pep from Bayern Munich, so
Depends if they want to leave it. But I mean, like Cesc Fabregas, I don't know if Cesc will want a Premier League job before City, or maybe a bigger role before going to City. But Iriola, I think, would be the best replacement.
But yeah, I don't think Pep leaves. I don't think he leaves for at least another 2 seasons.
Well, I mean, they got to start thinking about the future. I
Yeah,
mean, unless they're waiting to hear back about the 115 charges to make the
maybe
decision.
it's a tough one, isn't it? I don't see him leaving, especially this season. He's not going.
No, it
Yeah,
won't be at the end of this season. They'll even wait till the summer to make a decision if they're going to keep him, or he walks, or they think, right, we need your successor now.
yeah. If I was a City fan, that would be my concern. Obviously, about the other goals that they're scoring. If Haaland for whatever reason dries up or has an injury spell or anything like that, I think they really suffer. Obviously, you've got a few players who do chip in with goals here and there, but for the most part, you look at them, 9 out of their 10 last games, Haaland has been on the score sheet 2 or 3 times.
That's what you want, though, sometimes.
It is. But yeah, that would be my concern. Is the fact that their squad isn't good enough.
I think they really struggle in
Much
the midfield. Because, I mean, like,
of
Reinders started well, but hasn't from
he
there.
did well in the Club World Cup, didn't he?
And he started the season, like, good, though. But then it just trailed off, and now you don't really see or hear much about him. Cherky is unfortunate because he has been injured, and I think he's a very good
Yeah.
player. But like defensively, I think they need a right back. I think if they got Livramento when they could have, then they probably would have been a different season for them. I mean, not like saying like the right back is their savior and stuff, but the way that they would play football through him would be different.
Definitely. Yeah, It's not looking great for City this
I don't
season.
know. I would never write
But
them off. I would never
no,
write them off.
no, no,
They
you
could
you
sneak
can't.
in, and we've seen it in the past. They've done poorly and then come and won the league. It's it's not uncommon for them to do this. So you never know. Same with Liverpool as well. You
Mm,
wouldn't want to write them off. And again with
no,
Chelsea, you don't want to write them off. So I wouldn't be so confident if I were you. I
but
mean,
yeah,
Bournemouth are flying. I mean, we will do another episode on reacting to our um, Premier League predictions, like we did. If you haven't
mm,
listened to that, go back on Spotify and listen to that. You had, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you had Bournemouth not second.
no, no. I feel like this is kind of like a Rory Jennings and Erling Haaland kind of prediction.
Or
Looking
like,
at it
oh,
now,
Julian Alvarez will have a better goal. Yeah, I will say it here.
yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah, but if it
But
comes
no,
off, you look
they're
like an
doing.
absolute king.
Yeah, you do, and it's those road kind of predictions you have to make,
Yeah.
and they are doing really really well. Um, it's unreal how well they're doing. Anton Semenyo has been brilliant.
Mm.
He has been so good this season. I mean, looking at his expected goals and chance creation, he's second to only Haaland.
Well, does he
Um,
go in January, or do you reckon Bournemouth keep hold of him until summer? I
well,
wouldn't.
he did sign a new contract, didn't he? This over the summer. Not-
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he signed a new contract with Bournemouth. Um,
Doesn't mean anything
so
though. It just means his value goes
no,
up.
his value goes up. So
Probably could
it's
have
either
included uh,
someone
release
comes
clause.
in big money, or he stays until the end of the season. I don't think he stays past this season though.
No, I can't imagine. Excuse me. I can't imagine they will be willing to sell in January, depending on their league position. Then anyway,
Mm,
because I mean, if they're pushing for European spots, then they'll be like, no, no way. Wouldn't
yeah.
even consider it.
Fun fact about Bournemouth: if they do actually get European football, they'll have to play unless their stadium expansion's done
Oh,
in
at St
time
Mary's.
at St Mary's. Yeah, could you
Mm.
imagine that Saints down in League One?
And they're having Champions League nights. That's actually a question though, because will they actually, if say Saints don't get promoted and they still play Championship, what would that work for like home games for Bournemouth? What if there's like uh, like a clash of fixtures because Champions League
Champions League.
plays on Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
Yeah, well, I mean, Southampton would take priority, 100%.
Yeah, they would have to play like
It's their stadium.
Sholing.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Mm.
Hopefully, their expansion's done in time,
Yeah, because
because
they
that would just
are.
be embarrassing.
It's tiny stadium.
It's tiny. I'd love to go at some point though.
I would like to probably do all the South Coasts.
Mm,
That would be quite cool.
yeah. Might have to have a look at after this pod. We might have a look at seeing it about getting Bournemouth and Brighton tickets.
Start at Plymouth.
Not a chance. I'm not going. I'd rather go to London and watch football. It's about the same distance,
From here to London.
and yeah, compared to Plymouth, yeah. Actually, no, Plymouth's even further.
Plymouth's miles away.
Plymouth is miles away. It's like going up to Birmingham.
Yeah, I'd probably say that's a
Let's,
closer
let's,
distance.
let's go watch Aston Villa instead of Plymouth.
If we're going all that way, might as well watch United.
Yeah, right. Might as well watch Liverpool, right?
No. I wouldn't mind
They
going to
watch from the
Everton
stadium.
Stadium, though.
Hill Dickinson looked
The
good.
Hillary Clinton
That was a really
Stadium.
Hillary Clinton stadium.
That's what I said.
Looks good though. It looks very modern. I like how they've taken inspiration from Dortmund with their like yellow wall.
Mm. It
That's
does
really
help
cool.
with fans, because I mean, like,
Mm,
Newcastle have it where they shove the away fans as high as they can, so they have home everywhere, and that's why it's such a tough stadium to play at.
yeah. Why don't more teams adopt that kind of style?
Woke.
Like they've always got the away fans. I suppose the away fans would just throw shit at people. But
Yeah, I mean that's a risky run, but I don't know. I don't know how stadium
throwing their
development
burgers and hot
works.
dogs off the balconies onto the home fans.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, Saints have changed this season. They put um, all the season ticket holders on one side now, whereas before
Oh
it
right.
was spread out. So, but unfortunately, Saints don't have any atmosphere, so it was kind of pointless. As we said in the previous episode, the ups and
Mm-hmm.
Damien Downs of Southampton. Check that one out. But yeah, there's a long season to go. I mean, we're only 9 games in, and a lot has happened. But I feel like we'll leave that one there. Um, check out the TikToks because Kieran will be posting his matchday vlog coming soon.
Becoming very, very soon.
Follow us on X. The social link will be in the YouTube description, and as well as our link tree on Twitter if you can find that. We do have a Reddit open now as well. I've been posting some posts in there, so if you don't use any social platforms, you use Reddit, join us r/matchday minds, I believe it is, but the link would be below as well. But that'll be all for us now. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share. 5 stars only on Spotify. Follow us so you don't miss anything, and notification bell on all platforms will be super, super, super helpful. And if you have any questions or comments you want us to speak about in the next pod, leave them below as well. Kieran, anything else before we go?
That's it from me.
All right. And once again, Arsenal stink. Take care. Brush your hair.